Alrighty, I am delivering this scope conversion van. As you see, Elusive back here. I'm standing back here because there's a generator running on the next door neighbor here. So hence trying to keep the volume down a little bit. But yep, that's what I'm delivering. It's that scope is going to go to, where are we going? We are going to Golden, Colorado, which is Denver, Colorado. I think it's the north side of Denver. But in either case, yeah, Golden, Colorado. Taking that to Golden. Dawn stayed back. She's at the cottage, so she's taking relaxation time. I'm taking this one, and then I've got one that's supposed to go to Bradenton, Florida. During cleanup, yeah, right where to Bradenton, Florida, which is right where the hurricane's hitting, supposedly at this time. So hopefully everybody's doing well. As y'all have seen in some of my posts, I have some friends down there. Our prayers go out for them to do well. They're staying behind, so taking care of family down there. The other thing is, like to put a shout out to Joe Miller. He came across and on our last delivery, which was towards North Carolina, and y'all seen my pictures where I was posting that we're in a traffic jam on 81 and dealing with that. He seen that and he realized where we were headed, and he called me and he says, hey, you don't want to go down 77. So he told me to head to Greensboro, North Carolina instead, and then cut over from there to where we were going, and which helped out tremendously, because when we left we did see the backup that was on the southbound side of 77 for miles. So yeah, thank you very much for that shout out, calling me and telling me. I appreciate it, and I apologize because I get told a lot of times that people tell me things and I don't show expressions of happiness or anything to that effect, but I did appreciate it. Thank you very much. But yeah, and so there's that. Right now I'm in Brush, Colorado, so only got 100 miles to go tomorrow. Make this delivery and be done. Staying the night at a Love's. It's a little bit different than staying at a Cracker Barrel, huh? Yeah, I know. I'd prefer Cracker Barrel because it's quieter. No, but at the same time, not one nearby where I'm at. Did 613 miles today. I'm going to pause this video because I'm going to move this to the vehicle and show something here. So,
road, then turn right.
Alright, so here we are inside the vehicle. See if I can get down here close to what I'm trying to film here. And not turning this thing off. So, looking at the gauge on the thing, 613 miles today, 14.2 miles per gallon, pulling 3,500 pounds. 63 miles an hour was the average, and 9 hours and 39 minutes for travel time today. So not too bad. If we look at the overall, which is under B, which is where I started at, so we're looking at 1,005 miles so far. 60 miles an hour is the average, and 16 hours. But yeah, just to show you what this actual Ram van does that for you. Now if I come up here to my Garmin, it shows you average speed is 64, average moving speed was 66, total amount of distance 620 miles, and 1,016 total for everything. My elevation happens to be at 4,200 feet, and arrival time's 9:14 if we was to leave right now. So yeah, that gives you some information there. I don't know if the light's getting me or not, but that's what this van's doing. And my cruise control has been set for either 68 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour. The last 2 hours it was set for 70 miles an hour. I didn't realize I did 70 until after I stopped, and I was like, damn, I've been on 70. Huh, okay. But in either case, yeah, where you set it, it literally is a little bitty number, so you don't see it as a large number. And yeah, I seen the thing was saying 70, but yet the GPS was showing I was doing 69. So I was like, okay. When I set the cruise control, a lot of times GPS will tell me I'm doing either one above or one below, something like that. So I knew I was going somewhere around there. In either case, so yeah, that's what the things were set at. And RPMs, from the RPM level thing here, this little guy, it's hard to determine where you're at with RPMs on this. You can see 2,000, you can see 2,500, you can see 3,000, but you can't see 2,100 or 2,200 or 2,300. You can guesstimate, but you may be at 22 or 24. So, I mean, that's where you sit with doing this, RPMs in this thing. And as many of y'all know, I drive by RPMs more than anything. So, hence, that's the reason why we go that route. I also know that when this thing happens to have notches for the fuel, so there's 3 notches per each quarter, and when it gets down to the 3 notches, that's at 78 miles to range, which the range is right up here. So when it gets to 3 notches, it's at 70 miles range, 78 miles range, and that's with it being calculated at the 14.2. Most of the day it's at 13.7 to 13.9. It didn't go to 14 until the last half. But in either case, that's what it's doing the calculation when I ran it down to a quarter tank. So I know it's 78, and then I let it go all the way down to 2 notches, and that was at 42. So between 78 and 42. So that means I need to have that much fuel. So I'm looking at this saying, okay, I'm sitting in 133, and according to Garmin, I have 97 miles to go. So if you take 97 from the 133, that's going to be 3 to 100, and then 33, and that makes you 36. And like I said, I need more than 42, so I would say 50 to be good. I'll say 55 to be good. So that means 55. I'm looking at 35 to 55. It's going to be 20 miles, and this is doing 14 miles. So that means a gallon and a half I need to put in the morning. That's how I do my fuel. That's how I do my calculations for fuel. That's one of the reasons why I don't like doing short runs, because short runs, it's hard to calculate what your fuel is going to be. But I do exactly off of what the gauges look like and go from there. Turn this back around. So that's where I do the calculations, how I do the calculations, and how I make things work there. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything turned off and done. But yeah, so that gives you an idea how I do fuel to be able to deliver with a quarter tank. And what people don't realize is quarter tank has a variance, so therefore it could be the top of the quarter tank or it could be the bottom of the quarter tank, but it has to be a quarter tank. I try to put it somewhere in the middle, so that way I don't run into a hiccup of trying to start the dealer trying to start the generator and not being able to start, and then he says, well, I need more fuel because the shutoff won't allow it to get fuel because it's too low fuel tank. So that's what you run into. That's the reason why most of these got to be delivered with a quarter tank, because they need to run the generator. Now, very true, when you pick up a unit from one dealer to deliver to another dealer, a lot of times you don't have to follow that quarter tank, but you must get that in print from your dispatcher. I highly recommend that. And I've done that. I've told them, I was like, look, you're telling me to deliver with less than a quarter tank, and this thing's actually all the way down to an eighth of a tank. It says only 17 miles to empty. And you want me to deliver it with that same prediction. I need to make sure that I'm covered, so I need it in writing. So they give me it in writing, stating that they're aware it is below an eighth of a tank, or they're below a quarter of a tank, and sorry, I stepped on something. And that's where that will be taken care of. So they give you an email with it. Now you've got it in print. You can deliver. And if somebody says something, you can ask them, hey, I can forward you the email that told me to do this from my dispatcher and Horizon. So therefore, you have to take it up with them. That's how I handle it. And I've never had an argument with anybody, with no dealer or anything. I show them on my phone the email, and they don't even ask for the copy. So they go with it, and they go back to the other dealer that you picked it up from. But yeah, so there you go. That's how we go about doing this, and that gives you a little bit more information. And like I said, once again, thank you very much to Joe Miller for calling us, letting us know of a traffic jam and how to avoid it and things like that. Appreciate it. Let's see here. I got other videos I need to do, but I'm lazy. I will probably do them. I've got questions. I've got people that's asked questions. I need to give them answers. And those that have made comments, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate the people that watch and subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace, love, and jelly beans, people. Like, dislike, like again, and subscribe and notifications bell. And from Love's Parking Lot, y'all have a good evening. Be safe. And prayers for those people that's going through Hurricane Milton.